All right, moving on to your relationship and marriage lines. That area just above the flirt lines, just below the bottom ring of that Mercury or that little finger, are your relationships and your marriages. These horizontal lines sit between the top of the heart line and the bottom of the ring on that little finger. There's a timeline there, and you divide these up into 3 sections. Now, coming up from the bottom, that first section is your 20s and 30s, the middle section is your 40s and 50s, and that third section is 60 and above. You'll read those lines beginning from the back of the hand, which is the start of the relationship or the marriage, towards the palm, which is later on. The lighter lines will be relationship lines, and the darker ones, the more prominent lines, will stand out and have a great density and color to them, reflect your marriages. So if you'll pull up the image of the edge of your right hand, we're going to start right here with the relationship and marriage lines. Now what we've done here is in purple, we've overtraced the marriage lines. But it looks like you've got 1, maybe 2 little relationship lines there, and these are horizontal lines. And then we can see that first marriage line. It actually goes along pretty good, but then it just kind of fades out. But then you have this very strong marriage line, and it has a nice color to it. Goes along nice and consistent. You don't see any big breaks in it. Oh, you see some contention lines. We've seen actually a lot of contention lines on that first marriage, but you see 1 or 2 little contention lines on the second marriage. But then you have some really good upsweep positive lines on the top. So that second marriage looks to be a really good marriage. And then you've got a little relationship line above that. That's way up there in your later 70s. Now, in order to find a timeline on that second marriage, and we've marked this both on the right and the left hand on the hand images. If you pull up that left hand, you'll see it's a little Y that comes off of the fate line. And this is an opportunity to marry. And we've marked it on the left hand and the right hand. It's in kind of it looks like a little pink Y that comes up off that fate line. Now, whether or not you take this opportunity is up to you, but you've got one right there, right around age 36, maybe 37. But that second marriage line's a very strong line. It's a very kind and loving marriage. Now, the children lines come down vertically from the bottom of that ring around the Mercury finger, and you count them from the inside of your palm to the outer edge. And these can be biological children, stepchildren, adopted, godchildren, or nieces and nephews, any child that you build a strong bond with. So if you'll pull up the image of the right hand edge, you can see the green lines, they come down off that bottom ring of that pinky finger, that Mercury finger. They're green lines, and you've got 3 very strong children lines there. And then you have a little gap and a bunch of little lines behind that. Those are grandchildren. We don't usually count those grandchildren in your hands. Those are better counted in your children's hands. But you have 3 very strong lines there as far as the children lines go. Good close bond.